It's Thursday the 22nd of September and welcome to From the South. Venezuela's National Electoral Council, the CNE, has finally announced a timetable for a potential plebiscite to happen in early 2017. The organisation said on Wednesday night that signatures will be collected between October 26th through to October 28th. However, that would almost certainly rule out the possibility of a referendum held before January the 10th, 2017. Which means that even if the opposition was successful in recalling Maduro, his vice president would serve for the remainder of his term. Venezuela's opposition immediately called on its supporters to engage in a series of protests against the timetable. They demand that the recall referendum take place before 2017, which would force snap elections. Brazil's longest-serving finance minister, Guido Mantega, has been arrested by police. His arrest is in connection with the Petrobras corruption scandal, and comes just 2 days after a judge decided to put former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva on trial for allegedly accepting more than $1 million in bribes from an engineering firm. Mantega served as finance minister for almost 9 years under Lula and the recently impeached former president Dilma Rousseff. He helped to steer Latin America's largest economy through boom and bust at the height of the Workers' Party rule. Members of Colombia's FARC guerrilla group expressed concern at the group's 10th conference that the government may not honor the conditions of the recently decided peace agreement. Some 1,000 FARC delegates were present at the conference from each of the units, except the First Front, which recently declared it would not give up its weapons. The FARC are expected to announce their conclusion regarding the peace accord and their plans as a future political party at the end of the conference on September 23rd. The agreements will be signed in Cartagena on September 26th and put to public vote in a plebiscite on October 2nd.
We are in a climate of unity, care for the topics at hand, hope, and of course concerns with regards to the horizons which is opening before us, above all with regards to the historic lack of the compliance of the Colombian government.
The United Nations Human Rights Chief, Jarabe, has met with family members of Mexico's 43 missing students in their school in Guerrero State. September 26th will mark the second anniversary since the students disappeared under conditions that are highly questioned by onlookers. The government has been under local and international pressure to examine the role of federal and state police in the massacre. Warplanes mounted intense airstrikes against rebel-held districts of the city of Aleppo in Syria overnight. According to rebel officials and the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the strikes triggered fires. The airstrikes come as international powers are meeting in New York and are attempting to revive a collapsed ceasefire. A Saudi-led coalition airstrike, which hit a house in a residential area in western Yemen, has killed 26 people. According to medics and residents in the Houthi-held area, the house was located in a neighborhood populated by workers. Apart from those killed, 60 others were wounded. A state of emergency has been declared in Charlotte, North Carolina, after a second night of protests resulted in the death of a civilian. The National Guard has been deployed. 44 people were arrested and 10 civilians were injured. As student protests against rising tuition fees continued to spread throughout South Africa, police cracked down on demonstrators at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. A number of universities, including in Pretoria and Cape Town, have suspended classes over the nationwide demonstrations. Hundreds are feared dead after a boat carrying between 450 and 600 refugees capsized 8 miles off the coast of Egypt. So far, authorities have rescued 163 people and recovered 51 bodies. Egyptian officials have arrested 4 crew members.
Israeli occupation forces detained at least 41 Palestinians in different areas across the West Bank and East Jerusalem in overnight raids Monday through Tuesday, Palestinian and Israeli sources said. 2 of those detained were shot and injured as Israeli forces raided the Bethlehem refugee camp that also left 2 Israeli soldiers reportedly injured. The Palestinian Prisoners Society said that 14 Palestinians were arrested in occupied East Jerusalem, including 3 brothers of Ayman al-Kurd, a Palestinian who stabbed and injured 2 Israeli soldiers Monday.
We came here today to celebrate the victory of 3 hero prisoners. This is a message to the Palestinian prisoners in the Israeli jails to unite their action to protest administrative detention.
In the southern West Bank, Israeli forces detained 3 Palestinians in Hebron and 5 Palestinians during clashes in the Ad-Duhaysha refugee camp in Bethlehem. In Ramallah, in the central West Bank, the Palestinian Prisoners Society reported the detention of 7 individuals, the majority from Al-Jazlan refugee camp. In the northern West Bank district, Israeli forces detained 2 Palestinians in Jenin, 1 in Tulkarem and another 2 in Nablus. These detentions add to the roughly 7,000 Palestinians held in Israeli jails as of August. According to the Ad-Damir human rights group, among those 700 are in administrative detention, 56 females and 340 child prisoners. The group estimates also that 40% of the Palestinian men have been detained by Israeli forces at some point in their lives.
Archaeologists unveiled a 3D reconstruction of the great lord of Sipan, who was the ruler of the Mochica culture. His remains were discovered in 1987 in Lima. His discovery is heralded as an equivalent to the finding of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun. It is the first time that the ruler's face has been seen in 12 centuries. More on these and other stories on our website telesurtv.net/.